Yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? You know who I am. If you don't know who I am, then you will know who I am. I'm Doggy Diamonds. This is Doggy Diamonds TV. Tonight got a special show. I always say it's a special show, but tonight is real special show, mainly because me and this man have been building on the phone for some years now. And whenever I interview a producer, it's always near and dear to my heart because you know that's my first love is making beats. So when I could talk to somebody who has made beats that you like, whoa, you did this, you did that, that's always near and dear to my heart because I love music. I love the culture. So without any further ado, let me unmute his microphone first and foremost because I found out that's what I got to do sometimes because sometimes when I'm talking, I be hearing a little background noise in the playback. So I'm going to unmute his microphone, turn his microphone up. So that's up. And then I'm going to bring him on the screen right now. So without further ado, introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, what up, man? Minnesota Money Boss from the Bronx, man.
So Minnesota Money Boss. Okay.
Yeah, I can't use the name Minnesota. It's a young kid from Minnesota who got the name Minnesota. So, you know, it's cool. Minnesota Money Boss, same difference, you know.
So even though you had the name and BMI and ASCAP and all that, they still was able to use it?
Yeah, dude got to it first because I never,
copyright it?
Yeah, I didn't trademark the name. So, you know, somebody got the name, even though I had it for years. There's a young kid out of Minnesota who got it, you know.
Whatever. It is what it is, but he don't got what you got behind you. What's that behind you? What's that behind you?
3 plaques, but I got to get like 12 more of them, you know. So that's Trick Daddy.
Trick Daddy? What you did for Trick Daddy?
I did Gangster for Trick Daddy with Baby and Scarface.
Keep going. What else? What else behind
you? Big Pun, I'm Not a Player.
Oh, hold on. Me and you talk about that all the time. We get back to that. What's the other one?
LiL Kim, We Don't Need It.
And what's the other 12 if you could think right now?
NaughtybyNature, Mos Def, the New Danger album. It's usually 6 or 7 on there. Yikes, NaughtybyNature, Sadat X, Brand Nubian, JaRule LiL Wayne.
Hold up. JaRule LiL Wayne, let them know the record you did.
It's called Uh-Oh. It's called Uh-Oh.
Oh,
that's a story.
God.
That's a story within itself.
We're gonna get into that. Hold on. So I'm calling you a legend. You okay with that? Are you okay with that?
Hey, thank you. I'll say thank you, you know?
All right, look, because a lot of times, you know, I know a lot of brothers be modest about that. I don't really like the legend word too much, but yo, listen, let's take it back. You did Big Pun's first ever single. No.
Right.
No, first commercial release single, right?
Right, his first commercial release, yeah.
First single was You Ain't a Killer, but that was more of a buzz record. People don't know that.
Right.
That was just put out there, white label on a compilation, loud thing. So you did I'm Not a Player.
I'm Not a Player, yeah.
Not the one with Joe, the original video version.
The one with the OJs on it, yeah. So,
bro, all right, now this is me in BK. I got my SB 1200 and 950. So I know who the OJs is, Gamble and Huff, you know. So I hear it and I hear how it start. So I'm like, hold on. That sound like Darling, Darling Baby by the OJs, but what part did he sample? I'm tripping. I'm like, yo, hold on. No. So I go to my OJ's record. So I'm like, all right, the chorus, that's it. But I'm like, what is this? Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, yo, where you get that?
What part
so
is that?
What part is that? So look, about 5 years later, I come across the joint. I ain't gonna tell them because that's on them. They probably gonna look it up anyway. What the hell? So you was digging and found that?
You know, I was digging and I found it. It's Steve Kahn. It's a
Oh,
jazz.
we
You know.
don't give nothing away. But
Oh,
go
we
ahead
don't.
though.
All right, all
Well,
right.
you could
You know,
because
jazz musicians usually
oh no
play.
don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. That's the only thing I don't want you. That's something you told me over the phone, and I
Okay.
kept that one. Don't tell him that.
Okay. Well, I
Don't
found
tell
another
him that.
version I found another version of it,
Okay.
and I had the OJ's cassette with me, and when we went to go do it in Mystic Studios in Staten Island. So when we went to go lay it, and we did it in Mystic Studios, I just thought to add a part to it. But the funny thing about that beat is he picked it, he rocked it, but I initially had that beat in mind for SWV, Sisters with Voices.
Wow.
So that was, he still rocked it, but I just heard their melodies and their harmonies over that joint,
Yo, you so what equipment was you using back then?
ASR 10 then, ASR 10 now.
Damn, that machine, man. Y'all gonna make me find one, cause
You know, it's so funny. Large Professor just went and got an ASR, and he's mashing out on it crazy. He loves it.
that dude, I think, could use anything. I think he could use a pot and pan and make a classic beat off that.
Large is dope. Yeah.
So when I think of ASR 10, first of all, I think of Eric Sermon, Alchemist, RZA. Damn,
Right.
a lot of big hip hop been made on that. I still love my
Right.
SP. I still love my SP 1200. It's right over. I'm about to go get it in short time. I still love my SP, but ASR 10. Oh, also True Master. True Master's on the ASR 10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So damn, that's a woo. So how did you meet Pun? Because it's funny that I'm interviewing you after all of this Pun interviews that I did, but me and you were supposed to do an interview before that. But look how dope this is in the transition of him
Right.
just getting the block in the Bronx and his celebration. But you did his first ever record.
Pun grew up with us in Soundview.
Mm.
We grew up across the street from Soundview Projects, which is Academy Gardens, which is the equivalent of the projects. There ain't no difference. But he grew up across the street in Academy Gardens with me.
Mm.
And I met him through his uncle because I was on the baseball team when I was 7, 8 years old, and his uncle was our coach. So his uncle's sister, his aunt was like the record girl for the Cold Crush. Angie was her name. Angie would come, and she would the day after the jam, we'd be the first ones with the Cold Crush tape, making copies of it and all that.
Mm.
So he's basically always been around hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So I just grew up. I grew up with him. That was Dirty Chris. And growing up in Soundview back then, we didn't have a lot of Latin people in the projects. He was one of 3 to 4 Latin families in the projects back then. So, he ran with the blacks. He was basically, a black Latin guy. You know what I'm saying?
So you knew the small skinny Pun.
Yeah, Skinny Pun. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy because we never got to meet that person. We just met the guy that. What was that guy like? Because we hear all types of stories about him.
Yeah. Yo, listen, right? And everybody from Soundview can adhere to this. Pun was a cool guy, but he was a gangster.
Mm.
And after it's funny. His criminal record never came up, but he was doing wild shit.
Mm.
Getting caught with hammers, just doing wild shit. The way he gained the weight was he jumped out of a window and he broke both his legs, but he was working out.
Mm.
So when he broke both his legs, that's when he started to build the weight on him. But that's also when he moved away from the neighborhood.
Yes. So when did you hear that? When did you know he could rap?
Funny story. I bumped into him on Southern Boulevard, and I heard somebody saying, "Mark!" So I knew it was somebody that knew me because when I was little, my grandmother would call me out the window when it was time to come upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm laughing, and I look, and he's going like this, and I'm like, "Yo, who's this big fat Puerto Rican nigga?" So as I'm getting closer, I'm like, "Yo, Chris, what up?" He was like, "Yo, Mark, man." He said, "Mark, man, don't call me Chris, man. Call me Moondog, man. I'm Big Moondog now."
Mm-hmm.
So his name was Moondog before his name turned to Punisher. He was like, "Mark, I can rap, man." So I'm looking at this nigga like, yo, Chris was always a funny nigga. So I'm like, oh God, you're rapping. It just, you know, I just didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell everybody this story because he was big. I'm like, yo, you know, rap record labels, they want you to be a sex symbol.
Yes.
You know, this, that, and the third. So
Unless
I didn't
they're
see
gonna market you fat. If they don't market you fat, yeah,
that,
yeah.
That
gotcha.
shit was in my brain. The industry standard was in my brain. So next thing I know, 3 or 4 months later, nigga had a deal at Loud. And I'm like, damn, I got one of the meanest groups in the fucking street. I was like, I can't get a deal at Loud. How does this nigga get a deal at Loud? So he got his deal at Loud, and him being who he was, just a true, honest, calibrated, well-rounded person. Yo, Mark, man, come on. We went to Mystic Studios in Staten Island, and I liked the record, but I still didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you're not a player, you just fuck a lot. You 350 pounds.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm looking at he's making a sexual record. I'm like, who are you fucking, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he did it, and the shit worked. It came out, and that, I mean, you know, I want to say something. Chris, and I have to say this about Chris, was always a je ne sais quoi Puerto Rican. He knew how to dress. If you see some of the skinny pun pictures, he knew how to dress. You know, because you know some of my Oyes, you know, they got lime green,
that acid wash, man. They used to love that acid wash.
Lime green, Rocky Balboa coats on, and he had a good style about him. He always had good style about him. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was Dirty Chris when he was little, he always had a good style about him. So when you hear him on those records, you're hearing that Soundview shit come out of him. You know?
So y'all go to the studio, and that's not the first time you heard him rap, was when he kicked that verse?
The first time I heard him rap was in the studio. And I liked the record, but I was trying to figure out, like, I was stuck on you 350 pounds. The image.
Yeah.
I didn't know how it was gonna work.
But then it worked for Big prior to that, though. So you understand what I'm saying? Because Big was out, and Big already had Big Papa and all that out.
Maybe I was sleeping on him because he was Spanish. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm from the Bronx, and I never knew too many Puerto Rican rappers that was real dope. So the record was dope, but I'm looking like, how they gonna sell? They pulled it off. He pulled it all the way off. You know what I'm saying?
And he ended up becoming the greatest Puerto Rican rapper ever to this day. So you do this record for him. Was you at the video shoot?
I got there late. I have a problem with tardiness. I've always had
not
a problem
tonight. You was great. You called me early.
This is the adult.
Okay.
This is not the 20-year-old. You know what I'm saying? The 20-year-old producer. This is not that guy. You know, I take my business serious now, but you know who I learned being tardy from? Grand Puba.
Listen, when you say something about Grand Puba, I just automatically start smiling because that's like one of my favorite rappers of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. And a lot of people sleep on Puba. But you know, it was an era where if you didn't have Puba on your remix, if you didn't have Puba verse, nothing was popping.
Puba brought me in the game. We'll get to that in a little while.
Okay.
Sleep, you know.
So y'all do the record, and then the record blows, just explodes.
Right.
How come y'all didn't do a bunch of records though?
Well, you know, when people start moving, it's hard to catch up to them because, you know, in all reality, we were childhood friends. Fighting in the dirt, fighting in the park, throwing bottles, you know, dumb shit that young ghetto kids do. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, it was just a thing of catching up to him. He was always moving around, but he would always call me. I would get the call. Like, even when we did the joint with M.O.P, New York Giants, I didn't call him. He called me like, yo, I want that record. And at the time, I was in California, and they had the first studio session, so I had to send the sample over to this producer named Mahogany, and Mahogany reproduced it.
Wow.
It doesn't sound like the original one.
I know who Mahogany is.
So Mahogany had to redo it for Pun and M.O.P.
So
you know?
so you're and then I guess after a while you're producing, you know you're doing what you do, and then he passes away. Did y'all have any unreleased records?
No.
You don't have no verses nowhere, that nothing.
Nah,
That's all we got.
I wish, man. The only person that I had like 4 unreleased records with was Craig Mack. And
to this day?
Yo, listen, the thing that's so sad about it was we recorded it in Jersey in the Robinson studio. Scutch and Leland, God bless Scutch and his brother Leland. We recorded out there. When I say there's one on YouTube called I think it's called Brand New Nigga with Craig Mack that I did for him.
Hold up. So you got unreleased Craig Mack records right now?
Nah, I don't have them. They had a fire at the whole studio burnt down out there in I think it's Fort Lee, New Jersey. So that those masterpieces went, and I'm talking about. This is real
days. What was it? Real
I fired him up. I loved Craig Mack because he had a dominant verse. He had a dominant voice. He was a down to earth person, and I could give him my bizarre sounding shit because I love what Easy Mo B did for him. You know what I'm saying? That shit, can I get down? I don't know what. Yo.
That's in my gym playlist.
Yeah.
That's that's when I'm on the treadmill running. I gotta sometimes I have that on repeat. You know,
right.
I watched him make a lot of those beats, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I saw Get Down beat. I used to go to Easy Mo B crib. He moved around the corner from me.
Right.
And this dude had like 20,000 records on the floor. Like, it was no furniture. It was all records.
Right.
And we had the same equipment set up. So I used to see him make these beats, and I used to be like, yo, this dude don't even got a mixing board. He has a mixer. So that's when I realized it wasn't the equipment. It was the person pushing the buttons. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, so, the equipment don't make you better.
Yeah, the equipment don't make you, because I always liken the thing to Pookie in New Jack City saying, y'all got all this high-tech equipment and y'all don't know shit. But go ahead, what you was gonna say?
You know, I was gonna get rid of my ASR, right? And I had and there's been a long time period where I didn't do music.
Yes.
You know, get a little bit into that, but I remember going down to Virginia Beach with Peter and Tariq to go record what is that sound? Doom 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 doom. The joint Pharrell did for them, right? And when I went down there, it was I think it was called Future Sound Studio, if I'm correct. Soon as we stepped in the studio, what's sitting there? Pharrell is using a fucking ASR 10.
Timberland too.
Timberland, and I said, you know what? Fuck everyone.
Yeah,
I'm keeping my fucking machine. So if I go to the studio with my machine, once I dump it in their shit, I could do all the tricks and all that. But man, fuck that. It's super easy. It's super convenient, and I'm not a pad man. I hate the pads.
Yeah.
I like the keys. You know what I'm saying?
You know, when I started messing with the DAWs, I would actually use my Roland Phantom X6 to trigger. It's the keys. You know what I'm saying? So I started learning on the keys because I was an SB1200 dude. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that's just a crook. But so the Craig Mack records is gone. You don't have any unreleased pun records. There's a beat that I heard from Monica Missy, and this is the title of the video. That's your beat, right?
Yo, listen, right? I'm gonna say 2 beats that. All right, for one, let me be accurate. For one, I don't have nothing against Kanye, and I actually like him.
Okay.
And for me, I don't get mad, but to take somebody's shit, and I mean taking my shit is like flattery. So I couldn't sue because it was a sample, but that shit was done right here in my house. The Missy Elliott Monica knocking at my door. So it says produced by Missy and Kanye, but nah, that's mine.
Wow.
So, you know, I mean, I'm not mad. I'm not up to, you know, I would like for it to turn into a situation where like, yo, all right, I didn't know it was his beat. I booked him because I used to leave my CDs around, and I think it may have happened because I left my shit down in Miami, Florida, in the Hit Factory with a guy named Miami Mike.
Mm.
And I met Miami Mike through Mos Def while I was working. And Miami Mike at the time was managing, you know, Scott Storch.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So, I guess, you know, leaving your CDs around, nigga hit an idea, you know, it's a go. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, but that's, and it's no pun intended towards Kanye, because I know he's the bigger guy in a better position now, but that's my beat. That shit was done here.
So they straight up and down gank. What did you use it for, or you just had it? You just had it. I
had that. And you know the thing about it is, when I say they stole it, it was taken off of my CD because they put a little drum loop over the top of my drums. You can hear my drums under it, and what they did was they played a bridge. Somebody played the bridge for them in the middle, and that was it. But that was literally my beat. Damn. I mean, on the technicality, because it was an Isaac Hayes sample by some, I think the group was called the Persuaders or the Intruders, some shit like that. But they just played over the top of it. You know, it's not no big deal. I ain't.
Hold on, was that Kanye or Kwame? That was Kwame, I think, right?
No, Kanye.
Kanye, okay. No,
Kanye West.
Kanye West. Yeah, you would know. So people said that was Kwame, but
then yo, Doggy, on some other shit, right? This is funny how life is, because when I saw Kanye had his videos where he was running around with his camera, when I was running around with Mos Def, I was running around on tour Mos Def with the camera. So we were in House of Blues in California, and Mos is so funny. Mos was like, Kanye, that wasn't right, man. You stole Minnie's beat, man. I'm pretty sure I got it on tape, but I know for sure I have on tape when we was in House of Blues and Kanye first bumped into me and I had the camera on and the nigga looked like he saw a ghost. But you know, like I say, it's flattery. It ain't turned into nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on, you know, monkey time and no shit like that. So
nigga shit. So yeah, another one, The Corners, ain't that yours too, right?
Well, The Corners isn't mine's, but I had a version out, and then all of a sudden, that version came out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I loved what you did with the Money Boss players in Junior Mafia.
Right,
called Guap, right?
And then Common is my man to the vein. You know what I'm saying? Me and Common go back, and it's funny because me and Common never worked together. And every time Common sees me, go, yo, Minnie, man, what the fuck? I can't spend no money and get none of that shit. I can't get none of them beats. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the timing. But Common is my man. You know what I'm saying? We go way back, you know?
Yeah, so yeah, but I like, when I listen to the sample, your sample sound a little different than The Corners. Why is that?
I mean, same record, just every producer is gonna do something differently. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a lift like the Missy Elliott Monica joint. That was a lift.
Yeah, straight up and down, gang too. Yeah,
that was gang. Get him.
Yeah.
This was possibly Great Minds Think Alike.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? And at that time, there was birds putting things in my ear like, yo, this nigga used the joint you used because you used it. So you know, I mean, I understand that. Like musicians, it's funny. Like I fight that shit. I wouldn't steal anybody's shit, but I heard shit like, damn, like that shit is raw, but you just got to be like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So
I love, you know, it's funny though, because I loved the Gemini The Gifted One too.
Yeah, Gemini The Gifted One. That's actually my first placement ever.
Wow. So who did the other song? Because you did who did the other record?
You know, the funny thing is, on the album, the label Mercury Records messed up. They put Buck Wild did Story of My Life, and I did Brooklyn Kids. So what they did was they had me down for producing Buck Wild's record and Buck Wild down for producing my record.
Wow.
The labels, it was just on the wrong songs. They made the mistake.
Who did Funk Soul Sensation?
That's Buck Wild, DITC. And that's my crew there.
Yeah.
Yo, I love this shit. Yo, I love this shit right now, to have access to Large Professor, to have access to me and Digger talk online. 6 Figure Digger. I'm tight with Just Blaze, Showbiz, Lord Finesse. Like
on.
These are all my niggas. Large Professor. We get on the phone and talk about music for an hour.
You know, it's funny because me and you be doing that, and I really think in my opinion, Buck Wild is one of the most slept on producers because he really is. He did a lot of hit records that people don't understand.
He's a silent giant.
Humble.
He's a silent giant, and he's humble. Yeah, you can say humble, but Buck that's that Bronx shit though. He just never let it get to his head.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
don't fuck with the cameras.
Yes, well, I knew Buck for a while, so I could get a Buck Wild interview. I know Buck Wild don't like to do interviews, but I can get one.
We'll put that together.
No, I knew Buck since '91.
Yo, I'll say this though. My mentor with the beats is Showbiz. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know Show ain't never doing no interviews. I've tried, but Showbiz, my favorite Showbiz beat is Friend by KRS-One. Like that beat come on, if anybody too close to me, I might have to elbow you because that you know, like I love what I love about production, right? I love production where a person uses different elements of the record. So this part of the record is the main part, this part is the hook, this part is the bridge, but I'm like, hold on, because remember when we first started producing, we would listen to the beginning, then we would look for the break. When a person starts going through it and find different things on there, I'm like, yo, hold up. So Showbiz, Friend, Showbiz is incredible. Slept on.
See, Showbiz is the one that, you see what you just said about back then when niggas did production, you look for the break in the beginning, look for the break in the middle. Showbiz put me on to, he didn't put me on to Eric Dolphy. Eric Dolphy is one of my favorite jazz alto sax players. He's my favorite jazz musician. And I loved his albums because I understood it. But I was always on the 1, 2, 3, 4. So Showbiz, we was at his house one day. He said, yo, Mark, you listening to the records wrong. So he taught me how to divulge into the fucking record and pull it apart. So Show might be one of the masters of that. He might be one of the total originators of that, you know?
Yeah, I definitely love Friend. I love Fat Pockets. Like he just did so many beats that's just dope. So you said Grand Puba brought you in the game. How did Grand Puba bring you? So this is Grand Puba Maxwell or Grand Puba? Grand
Puba Maxwell. So initially in that era and in that time I was getting to it. And you know, I had a block, and my partner, his name was Oye Black, and Oye Black's first cousin, danced for Brand Nubian. So his name is he's now DJ Talim. So DJ Talim and God Eye Truth brung me to Grand Puba. They really brung me in the game, but Puba put me in the game. No resistance, no sucker shit. Yo, come on. You know what I'm saying?
And what was the first placement?
The first placement was Gemini The Gifted One, but the first one with Puba was 2000. I did like 4 or 6 for him. I actually rhymed back then. Because I don't know if you remember, but my crew, the Money Boss Players, we had independently put out an album in 1994. And you know, we only pressed up 2,000 copies of it, but it went worldwide because we were at a DJ convention, and I just pulled up with the box and gave away 500 copies to all different DJs from all around the world.
Smart man. You
know what I'm saying? So yeah, we had put out a record in 1994. I probably was the first New York hardcore hip hop record outside of the guys that made us start doing, you know, hardcore rhymes, which was mob style. And no one ever gives mob style credit. New Yorkers are fucking phony and crazy.
Yeah, because that was going on. That was based on a true story. And I remember seeing that on Video Music Box as a little kid. And I was like, I didn't, because I mean, me being from Brooklyn, I didn't really know too much about Harlem. We knew the Bronx was a hip hop, but it's a place in between Brooklyn and the Bronx that people don't really talk about is Harlem. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And a lot of great things have come out of Harlem, and we learned that later on. Like, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? So you do 2000. So this is after Brand Nubian's breakup.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Like I never, you know, it's so funny. To this day, I've never met Lord Jamal.
Wow, he probably went you on after
around this. Him in the same, you know, circumference, but I've never met Lord Jamal. But I was ice tight to this day. I'm ice tight with Sadat, and super tight with my man Maxwell Dixon, Grand Puba. You know.
Oh man, that. You know, it's funny because I can still listen to "Sexy" like it came on yesterday. Like I don't know where Dawn Barron is at, but I just love that. And you know, I'm gonna go on record before Heavy D was doing that. That was Dawn Barron.
Yeah, no doubt.
The world has to know that Diddle D did not come from Heavy D. It came from Dawn Barron.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Probably was some Jamaican shit, because once you get above 241st Street, everything up there is, you know, Rastafari.
Yeah, but Dawn Barron, that was just different. And they was mad. They had on Gucci back. This is. I was little. They had on Gucci because I was like, yo, what is this G stuff they got on? Like I didn't even know. I
remember that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that, not knowing what it was back then.
Yeah, and and then one of my favorite Grand Puba rhymes is off a song called the self-titled track called Brand Nubian.
Right.
Where they use the dun 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 dun.
Right,
Yo.
Rigor Mortis. That's cameo.
Yes.
I think it's cameo or Funkadelic Rigor Mortis. Yeah.
See, I be knowing all that, but I don't be wanting to tell them because they'll go try to sample it. But every now and again, I'll give them every now and again. You know, because I got a lot of producer
you gotta. I'm gonna take it easy.
Yeah, a lot of producer fans. You know what I'm saying? So you do the 2000. What was the records that you did on the 2000?
I know I did 4. I don't know what they are now. You know what I'm saying? My memory is shot. I've been through shit that made my memory a little shot.
Yes.
So I'm happy to be here, and that's why I'm just like going full steam with music now.
Yes.
No more dope boy shit. No more nothing. It's all music. You know what I'm saying?
So you do Grand Puba. What did you do for Brand Nubian?
Nothing. Okay. I did for Puba. I worked with Sadat. I was always back and forth between Sadat and Puba.
So what did you do for Sadat X?
Shit. Many cuts. I can't pull up. There was nothing that was a radio single.
Got you.
Oh, but matter of fact, I rhymed on something in 1995 with called Game Sober with the Money Boss Players.
So it's a big record it's 2 big records that you did that they don't even really know. One of them start dun 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 dun.
Think Big.
Record? Think Big. Who's on this record?
Pudgy. That was an ill session too, because it was Pudgy, Akinelli, Sadat X, Biggie, and Lord Tariq.
When Big first spit, did you not say this nigga's fucking nice? Did he not give you that?
Well, you know what's so crazy? We did it in Giant Studios on 57th Street, right? Mm-hmm. And that record is crazy because that record becomes a mystery. The 2-inch went missing.
Wow.
At that time, Donny Hathaway's estate didn't clear the sample. And that was the only reason that it didn't come out and kill. But let me see. At that time, I mean, it was crazy being with Big, because Big was a real, just particularly like, not humble but regular, like nigga. You know what I'm saying? He was real nigga with his shit. Like, you know, it was good. So when we were in the studio, my friend was sitting in the lounge with them. So Biggie and C's was actually laughing when Tariq was laying his verse, because Tariq would lay his verse like one track, 2-track,
Mm-hmm.
and then put the ad-libs on the 3rd track.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Tariq was always a one-take type of MC. So when he laid it, them niggas was like, what the fuck is going on? But when it came together, Big was like, oh shit, that's the nigga be on the mixtapes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, them niggas was cracking up in the back like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it played out. It played out well, man, and it was good. Biggie was a good vibe, man. You know.
Yeah, because he was you know, it's funny for people who never met Big, the videos and the what you seen of him had nothing to do with his aura. His aura in person was crazy. Like,
yeah, and he was a funny person.
This is what I'm saying. No, he was a straight up comedian. That's why when he said what he's
comedian. Yeah.
That's why when he said what he said, the Richard Pryor line, I got it because I knew we listened to Richard Pryor and her, like we were sitting there. But he had a presence about him that you knew you was in front of somebody special at all time. First of all, he was big as a motherfucker. He was like 300 pounds and like 6'3". So he's already bigger than everybody. So he stands out. But then when he rapped, you was like, yo, hold up. It was just the confidence that he had when he rapped. What's the other classic record that you did that a lot of people don't know?
Shit, you got to tell me. You know, I'm you know, the brain.
Okay, yeah. Maybe, so Nas and Jay-Z is on the record.
Oh, I didn't do that one. That was Dave Atkinson.
That was who?
Dave Atkinson.
Yo, you know, I always thought you did.
You talking about people know me on the streets, player? I ain't knew. It's Jay-Z, Nas, and Lord Tariq.
I think because Lord Tariq is on there, I automatically associated that with you.
Yeah,
automatically.
Yeah, no, that wasn't me.
Yo, you know, it's funny. I was
around for that. That was dope.
I was in a group called the Little Bastards. Then you had Pudgy the Fat Bastard. We was all supposed to be the bastards because we was all on the track masters. But that's another story I'll tell one day. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
but
the funny thing about that record, the only thing about that record that I would say to this day is when we did the record, just being, you know, studying Hove and knowing how he was, I told Tariq, I said, don't get on that record on no friendly shit. He gonna air us out. You know what I'm saying? And he aired us out.
Yeah.
He aired us out on that joint. I was so pissed off with Tariq. I was like, nigga, fire. You were supposed to fire. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's it. You know, that's a timeless piece. It happened, you know?
So Money Boss Players, what did that consist of? Who was in that group?
The Money Boss, it was 3 groups inside of Money Boss Players. We was basically like Wu-Tang. And initially being stubborn and hard-headed, you know, at that time, and having a couple of pennies behind us, we put out an album. We didn't even put out a single. And then when the radio picked the single for us, we were mad, like just being young and ignorant in front of Bronx. You gotta understand, niggas from the Bronx is fucking retarded. Funkmaster Flex is playing our shit. He's playing the instrumental of it. And he's like, yo, get me the radio edit. We like, yo, we ain't doing no radio edits. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. We just put out an album back then. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the group is still nice now. You got Eddie Chiba and Trey Bag, which was when they got down with us back then, they was 15, 16 years old. And my cousin is Eddie Chiba, and his right-hand man is Trey Bag. And there was Big Eye and C-Dub. And those were like, it's funny because quote unquote for back then, they might have not have been the guys with the commercial look, but they was the one that were going to have the broads going crazy because I had a whole nother style for them because these niggas was so sarcastic and classy. And then there was me and Tariq at that time where we were called Larceny Inc., Larceny Incorporated. You know what I'm saying? So it was 6 artists in the group, and I was the main producer. And then initially, as time went on, my best friend Al G bought an ASR, and my man Father Time bought an ASR, and everybody was producing. So those were the initial 3, and then we picked up Sean Rader. He was the 4th producer from Clay Avenue, 167th Street. You know.
I think one of my favorite freestyles from the Money Boss Players is Eddie Chiba off the throwback beat. Yo, I watched that shit all. Yo, I be watching that shit. Like one day I just. Because his voice was just so ill. One day I just went through YouTube, and this had to be like 4 years ago. I just watched everything Money Boss Players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Cheeb is you know,
Unique.
that he's a talent within itself, you know. No one has a voice like him. And you know, of course he's a second Eddie Cheeba, because there was a original Eddie Cheeba back in the days, in the Cool Herc days and all that. So since he fucking smoked so much, that's all him and Trey Bag do is smoke. So
Yeah.
we call him Eddie Cheeba and Trey Bag. So
Got you. So how did you link with Mos Def?
Mos Def, I had met him back in the days when I started doing production. I started getting placements. When you had to go to the city, first of all, to go to Loud Records, or Raucous was down there. And I think the first time, damn, man, this is a good fucking question. Because we got to go to where I met him. I didn't see him for years. And then when I bumped into him at Bilal Oliver's party, but we'll get back to that. Mm-hmm. But Washington Square Park in the Village was like a place like where niggas was trying to get on would go down there and they would battle. Mm-hmm. So I would go down there with Tariq, and niggas would be battling in that park. Like people who are famous, like DMX. Tariq and DMX battled at Hunter College. Battling was a big thing back then.
Who won?
So, huh?
Who won out of DMX and Lord Tariq?
DMX says it's him. Tariq is gonna say it's him, but that shit was neck and neck. I don't know, man. They went crazy on each other, and that was at Hunter College.
Wow.
You know.
So you met Mos Def at in the park?
Yeah, met him in the park back in the day. But it would be like, you would see the cypher, and there would be 70 people standing around, and people would be going for what they know. But
got you.
I clicked up with him through matter of fact, I'm a little wrong, because once again, my man that I had a block with back then, his cousin was DJ Talim, who dances for Brand Nubian, and they were clicked up with a dude from Brooklyn named Aliyasha JaRule. Aliyasha was Fat Farm's first designer. So I got cool with Aliyasha first, and he introduced me to Mos. So I had the story wrong, you know. So Mos is somebody I knew. He dug my music. We never got to work back then. I know, you know, it was like you'll see somebody, you'll know them, and next thing you'll see they had a video out.
Yes, that's
so it was like, oh shit, and it would be like, oh shit, they got on. You know what I'm saying? So he got on, did his thing through Raucous Records at that time, and I would bump into him here and there. But I was under Mechadon management, and that's how I met Pudgy the Fat Bastard. And then after that, I was under Black Magic, which is James Mtume's son, Faolo Mtume, and Art Martin from out of the Oranges in New Jersey. So they came to me with a cassette, and they said, "Tell me what you think of this." And he was like, "We don't know. We think we might sign this guy, but we don't know." They played the cassette for me, and I went crazy. And the artist was Bilal Oliver. So they were using me to A&R. You know what I'm saying? So they signed Bilal, and that's another artist I never worked with that would love to work with. But they signed Bilal, and once they signed him, it was like I couldn't get to nail him down so me and him could work, because he's dope. You know what I'm saying? If I'm correct, he was D'Angelo before D'Angelo.
I'm trying to, you know, it's funny. I have no idea who that. You talking about Bilal?
Bilal, a singer. He's basically.
I don't know him as Bilal Oliver. I just know him as Bilal. That's why.
Oh yeah, Bilal.
Oh yeah. Well, his range, forget about it. You know, his range is different.
Forget about it.
That's the real Prince range. That's different. Like I love his joint that he did with Fast Lane with him and Jadakiss that Dr. Dre did the beat. Right. But even Soul Sister, Bilal, even we could go on and on talking about Bilal. No, Bilal, Bilal's crazy.
Right. So
Fast Lane is crazy. I never knew his name was Bilal Oliver. I just always called him Oliver, Bilal. Okay.
Yeah. So you know, they signed him. I get a little sidetracked sometimes, but what we talking about? We talking about Mos Def. So I went to Bilal Oliver's party, and I didn't want to go. But Faolo Fires, James Mtume's son, Fires was managing me. He's like, "Yo, Minnie, come on, man, you got to come out." I come out because I never really liked industry parties, and you know, but I went, and when I went in there, Fi got me to come. He's like, yo, you know the chicks are gonna be there. You know Bilal brings the chicks out, so I go. All the earthy chicks is in there and all that. So I bump into Mos Def. I'm like, yo, Mos, what up? I had a bunch of CDs on me, and I gave him a CD with like 40 tracks. I didn't hear from him for like a month. He was like, yo, Benny, what's up, man? Nigga, come on, let's make history. And we went in and we started working on a new Danger. And unbeknownst to me at that time, this nigga had me with famous black rock musicians.
Wow.
And Dr. No, Will Calhoun, they made the record Funny Vibe back in the days. It's just like I'm with black rock and roll artists and don't know it. You know, because like I say, you know, you from the Bronx. We like, the Bronx is like Hot 97 or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, like for me to be a rap producer, people be putting me up on shit like, oh, you don't know about Murs. Oh, you don't know about this one. Oh, you don't know about this. So, like I get onto a lot of shit like that. I don't be knowing a lot of stuff, man. Like Mos Def put me on the MF Doom.
Wow.
I didn't know who the fuck he was.
You didn't know him from KMD?
Yo, yo, listen.
You did know him from KMD.
I found that out later.
Yeah, Zev Love X. But you know, you did know him because you knew about Third Base, Gasface. That's him rapping.
Right. I know that's him, but I'm just saying, when he made the transition to MF Doom, I didn't know that was that guy.
You didn't make the I got you.
You know what I'm
didn't
saying?
make the correlation.
So we was out in Hawaii riding in the convertible with the chicks, just blasting MF Doom.
Yeah. So So you do the new Danger, but a lot of people don't know, and the audience might not know, you also scored Def Poetry Jam.
Yeah.
That was your music.
I did Def Poetry for 5 seasons. Either 4 or 5 seasons. And that was good. That was dope. You know what I'm saying? I got to meet some dope people. I got to be up close and personal with Russell Simmons. I got to be Stan Lathan is really a dope individual.
That's who I'm about to say, who daddy is that?
Yeah, that's Sanaa Lathan's father. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, he's a very, very dope individual. Just, you know, I remember I bumped into Stan one day, and he got this green North Face on and a backpack. And he's just, this is what Stan Lathan is to Black Hollywood is what Russell Simmons is to rap music.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Stan Lathan's first work was Sanford & Son.
Whoa.
Holy he is to Black Hollywood, and he's humble pie, man. He's not on no. You know, and come on, we know he's multi-millionaire status.
Yeah, probably the triple, yeah.
Right.
Triple.
This we talking about a 40-year run in Hollywood, quiet.
Especially Sanford. So you the beat that comes on at the end that with the what's that, a violin?
Yeah, it's a violin. Yeah.
So you play that, or that's a sample?
No, we got a violin player to come in and play it because actually. And if Pharoah Monch is listening, man, come get that beat. Pharoah Monch wanted to use the beat. It's a sample, which I'm not gonna say because
don't say it because they'll go gang it.
But we couldn't get it cleared or the money that they was asking for super, so we did something that sounded near it, but not it.
Was that called an interpolation type thing?
Yeah, interpolation.
Yeah, interpolation.
Very different.
Yeah.
Not the same key. Because once it's not in the same key, it's yours.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we did it. I hummed it to the violin player. He played it, and that was it.
So you it wasn't Def Comedy Jam. It was Def Poetry Jam.
Def Poetry Jam, yeah. And that we did that for 5 or 6 seasons.
Got you.
And all the beats you hear when the poets are coming on stage are my beats, and I had to come up with sample-free beats. So I'm a sampling producer, but I had to tear them up, bend them up, break them to make that happen, you know?
So do you get royalty off that?
Yeah.
Okay, to this day, you still get paid off that?
Yes,
oh, shit.
Yes.
Let me get $5. Let me get $5. So, all right, so let me ask you something. On a different note, you are this producer who done a lot of music. You got plaques. Oh yeah, rest in peace, Mums too. He definitely was on there too.
Right.
What the hell made you be in the streets like that though? Because you was in the streets kind of heavy too. I don't think the world know that. They know you as a producer, but you was getting a little bit of money.
I would say this. and the Bronx is a different place.
Mm.
The Bronx is I guess Compton was the Compton for over there, and you know, for the West Coast. The Bronx is different. You get people coming out of the Bronx, and the Bronx is real life. It's a real poor place. There's high ignorance. There's a lot of anger. Um, I won't say that. I was more so a calculator
Mm.
in the streets. You know, my thing was get to the money because that's the generation that I come from.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't really with the ignorance, but I was always with being a calculator.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I was always with, you know, trying to calculate and make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? I was in the streets first before I got into music.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So when you know, a lot of times when you're doing music, you get broke. You know, it got to a point where I was allegedly in hearsay as things were winding down with the Mos Def tour. I was using the tours to connect with my brothers in California.
Damn.
You get what I'm saying?
So they say, yeah.
Right, allegedly in hearsay.
Yeah.
So, you know, I had friends in Oakland, and I got a cousin from the Bronx who moved to Oakland. So he put me with a lot of, you know, good, strong people. So, you know, that's how that came about. You know, so, you know, I mean, I'm really not proud of that shit. You know, because I understand karma, and things have happened to me too, and I understand the karma of being destruction in your own palace.
Yes.
You never, one thing I learned about the streets is you never get to escape that energy. The energy will fuck you up some way, somehow, and maybe even another way. You know what I'm saying? It'll fuck you up. So, you know, that's something I'm not proud of, but it's something that I lived, I experienced. I came in the game when I was 13. Crack had just came out. And we went from, it was like 1 week we was doing electric boogie and breakdancing, and then the next week we was trying to buy clout leathers and Roof of the World jackets and going to this fucking club called a Rooftop. I don't even know how they let us in so young.
Yeah.
So
do me a favor. GeoVision is family. Y'all can unhide him. GeoVision is going crazy in the chat. Unhide GeoVision. He just let him go. That's family.
Right.
Yeah.
So in essence, being a little kid at that time, I saw Paid in Full before it was a movie. Because I'm from Soundview, but I was never a localized. You know, because, you know, a lot of people from the Bronx, they be in a project is all they know, that's it. I was going to Harlem. I was going to King Towers. You know what I'm saying? I had friends in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? And Harlem is an epicenter of, you know, je ne sais quoi and moving around and, you know, having that thing or being about it, or, you know, so I went down there early. So the neighborhood that I grew up in Soundview was the epicenter of it from the 60s. You know, there was Boston Road and there was Soundview. So, you know, people don't know, but Boston Road was the dope haven of the Bronx in the 60s. And there came a time when everybody from Boston Road migrated to Soundview. So maybe that's why Soundview is so fucking wild, because you get blocks like Lyman and Chisholm and all those shits over there. But you know, I grew up in it. I grew up over the dope block.
So in Soundview, what's the difference between Castle Hill and Soundview? Well,
it's like Brownsville. Like Brownsville is an area, but you got what are the projects in Brownsville?
Seth Low, it's them shits is across the street from each other.
Right.
Brownsville
so this how Soundview is an area, and it's 2 zip codes. It's 10472 and 10473. 250,000 people on this side of the highway, 300,000 people on this side of the highway. So on one side of the highway, you got Bronx River, Watson, Manor, Stratford, Elder, Wheeler, and you know, you get more of a Latin population, St. Lawrence, Beach Avenue, all the way up to going up towards Parkchester. And then on this side of the highway, you got Lafayette, Morrison, Soundview Projects, Building 800, Lafayette, Leland, Rosedale Gardens, Monroe, Castle Hill, Jamie Towers, Seward Manor. It's fucking millions of people right on the water.
So in your area, who else you grew up with? You grew up with Pun. You grew up with obviously Lord Tariq.
I grew up with Pun. I grew up with Lord Tariq. We had one of the first rap groups signed to Tommy Boy, and that was like when we was 7, 8 years old. They were called the Jazzy Five. I think they might have been. They were close to being, after Curtis Blow, being like some of the first people on record, you know, that were tangible, that we could touch, we could say hello to, the Jazzy Five MCs, you know. So we was there, man, like seeing Jazzy J, Red Alert with the red afro DJing, Bambaataa.
Whoa. All right, let's keep it real. Bambaataa. Was it rumors and stuff back then, like dude was funny style?
Well, look, right, the Bronx is a different place, and it's weird. This shit is old news, man. Like, wow. Like who fucking cares? But all right, say for instance, right, I grew up in Soundview, and there was some brothers from Bronx River that lived in my complex. And I was like, damn, man, I wish I could meet Bambaataa so I could see his records. They said, don't you ever go around Bambaataa. He touches boys. I was 10 years old.
Wow.
So that dream, that ended right there.
Yeah, right.
I knew that was wrong.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, yo, good luck to the brother, you know, whatever, man. Fuck him, whatever, you know?
Yeah. So, also, it's a guy, I guess from your neighborhood that went on to be infamous, named Pistol Pete.
Yeah.
That becomes infamous. That's what I say. He's not famous. He's infamous. Who is this guy, Pistol Pete Rowlock, that everybody gets to know? Who is this guy?
It's for me, it's a sad story because, you know, when you're young, you take things unconditionally. And I would say that he probably took murder unconditionally, but he was a real good guy, a funny guy. He snapped, he played. He wasn't a troublemaker. But if you started trouble with him, that was another story. And, you know, he just was, he was gangster, anti-gangster, which means you're not going to bully me, bro. You're not going to play with me. So, you know, it was just a thing where, you know, and I look back at it now like, damn, what if this wasn't my friend and I had beef with him? But he just wasn't playing with people that would fuck with him. And he had a fuck-wittable look. You get what I'm saying? Smooth, dress neat, leathers, jewelry. And he was kind of short. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's a stick of dynamite. Good guy, but, you know, and I'm not saying good guy because he's from my neighborhood. He actually is a good guy. Laugh, play, joke. You can snap on him. He'll snap on you. Y'all go at it. Slap box. It was just that he had leadership skills and maybe took certain things unconditionally that it was no way you could make it out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Did people not understand how young he was, though? How young was he? He was very...
Well, his run was from 13 to 19. He was in jail by his 20th birthday. His birthday is October 3rd. And
so he was a legend, street legend at 13?
Well, yeah, on our side. We knew what it was. And you know, he was always, you know, getting involved and doing things. But his kingpin years was only 2 years. They were like really running around doing shit. It was only 2 years. So, you know, it's a tragedy to me for the losses on all ends because nobody won.
Yeah. Nobody wins in the streets.
Nobody wins. You know what I'm saying? So nobody wins. So, you know, it's really sad because as a friend, it's like I wish he could have did something else. You know what I'm saying? Because he was really a trustworthy friend. You know, he had morals. You know, a lot of times there's a lot of street dudes, but a lot of street dudes don't have principles and morals. People are just like them because they're getting money, but they do a lot of fuck shit. He's not known for doing fuck shit to nobody. You know what I'm saying?
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't his persona inherited though? Wasn't it like he had fathers?
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, fruit don't fall far from the tree. That's all I will say, you know. But you know, his father's a good guy. I've never met his father. I used to see his father when I was a child. His father would come around, he have his leather on, and I think he had a green Jaguar. I would see his dad come around. We were little kids and shit, you know what I'm saying? And you know, the father story is that goes into Nicky Barnes, Sky Fisher.
Got you.
That goes into that. That goes into that era, you know what I'm saying? You know, James Brown, Guy Fisher, you know, that Nicky Barnes, that goes into that. Tier 1 hustlers, Tier 1 hitmen, Tier 1, you know, Tier 1 people. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that only thing I will say is this, right? And I bring this up not to be an asshole, but when Pete started going out of town, I didn't see him as much. Because they would really be, you know, on hiatus so far as getting to it. So when he would come up, there was another dude named Stymie, and Stymie was like, yo, we've been partying with Puff. So I'm like, all right, bet. Introduce me to the nigga. The niggas is getting to it. I want to make some money over there. That's the place for producers. So Pete calls me, and Pete calls me out of the blue. Yo, Manny, what's up, man? I'm coming back to the city. We're going to get up. We're going to go see Puff. So he gets me. We drive down to Bad Boy, and when we go down to Bad Boy, we're going up on one elevator. Puffy's coming down on the other elevator. So it was kind of like a dip out, but you know, I don't know if he probably thought niggas was coming at him on some shit, and it wasn't no shit. It was just, yo, you know, this is my man Minnie. Minnie produces. He would like to, you know, fuck with y'all on the music side. So that door was gonna be open for me and Tariq. Down at Bad Boy, you know what I'm saying? Because from what I heard that they partied together and, you know, everything was all right, to my knowledge.
Got you. So when Lord Tariq and Peter Gunz makes this record, where are you at in that record? Where are you at in the fold?
Well, in the fold, I'm in the Bronx. Tariq came to me. He played me the record when it was a demo, something they did together, right? And Tariq was like, "Yo, man, I hate this music shit. I'm either gonna go back in the street or I'm gonna get a job." So he brings me the record and he plays it for me, and I was like, "Yo," I was like, "That's a hit."
Got one, yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, you got one." So with that. I disagreed with his verse. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, write a better verse to it. He kept the verse, he put it out, right? So the record, Brucey B, we had a club in the Bronx called the Savoy. Brucey B played that record so much that the repetition made it a hit. You could only go in the club, and then when they got the records pressed up and they gave it to other DJs, that record was a hit in the ghetto a year and a half before it touched the radio station. And then it touched the radio station, and it was a hit for another year and a half. And by that time, we had club booms. They blew up. So, you know, they got on. You know, they did their thing. You know, they ran. They had their run, you know?
I used to like the We Will Ball record too. I used to like that joint.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, at that time, you know, I think things had, you know, like I say, sometimes being from the Bronx, niggas just don't be knowing what they up against going in that industry. Niggas don't want to be around real gangsters, real gunmen, real. That's not what a nigga in a fucking record company want to be around or know or. No.
And didn't the Pistol Pete affiliation kind of hurt Lord Tariq after a while?
Well, it hurt, but I think that at that time, being young, Tariq didn't know to keep going. He didn't understand. Keep going.
Yeah.
Don't let this shit stop you.
Sad that in this time, if that happened now, he'd have been more popping because he was really affiliated with a real.
Yo, listen,
that's crazy.
And to be honest with you, Lord Tariq and Peter Gunz are the first ones to have the FBI on their heels.
Wow.
Them niggas got subpoenaed down, or feds was pressing them. Pressing, are you sex, money, and murder? They was fucking pressing them. So being young at that time, you ain't dealing with police. You dealing with the FBI.
Facts.
These niggas is fucking with you, playing mind games on you. and they would really put some serious pressure on Tariq and them at that time. Real bad, man. Real bad fucking pressure, you know?
So the Money Boss players also get a deal with Quest Records. Listen, I hear all types of crazy Quincy Jones stories. How the hell y'all end up with Quincy Jones?
I don't know how we got the deal, but we got the deal. And we never met Quincy, not once.
Wow.
But we recorded a raw fucking album and it never came out. We lost the 2-inch reels. They lost half of the 2-inch reels. And 2 of the 2-inch reels, that was my fault. Because I had an apartment at that time, one in Riverdale and one in Co-op City. So the one in Co-op, they changed the locks at the joint. I went back for the reels, couldn't get in. It was just messy at that time. So that was my fault. And then the reels that I lost appeared online. So some of the songs that was on the reels are online now on YouTube.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So
who signed y'all over there?
Mark Prasad. There was some Indian brothers, pretty cool brothers. Mark Prasad. Okay. And yeah, like they were the Prasads. They had about 3 or 4 brothers. I think the brothers are like, you know, like Bangladesh, like Indian, but they were just hip hop niggas. You know what I'm saying? So we start recording the record, and then there was a lot of shit. Like we go to the studio one day, and we come in, and Clark Kent is in there remixing. No, matter of fact, $60,000 was going out of our budget, so we going crazy. Mm-hmm. They paid Clark Kent $60,000 out of our budget
for what?
And we didn't ask for the records. Mm. And then one time we was getting ready to beat some niggas up in the studio. These niggas had niggas playing bass over one of my records. Like, what are y'all? So it was new era versus old industry methods, old industry mythology. You know what I'm saying? So
so they basically gave Clark, what was the beat?
It was an old, like, Clark had looped up this shit that used to rock in the clubs. It was an instrumental, but it was like
because he used to do them fucking Every Little Thing You Do, and he used to take all the hot records and take an acapella.
Nah, it was fire. When I look back at it now, it might have did something. It would have definitely put us on the map.
Got you. Okay, got you.
But so in the younger years, we wanted our shit to be hard, like the shit I put out. You know what I'm saying?
So you also never really rocked with them industry closed doors parties. Why was that?
Nah, man, nah. You know, the industry is what it is, and I won't throw people under the bus, but I will say that it took for a long time for me to notice that I was the outsider. Mm. And once I got the gist of it and knew what to look for, you know, without saying names, it was like, oh shit, I'm the outsider. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Don't even invite this ghetto Bronx nigga to the parties. You know what I'm saying? So
so the spooky stuff that many people have said. Is it right and exact?
Yeah.
Damn. The mansion parties is real.
So this is what, I wonder now, in my older years, where the fuck are they getting these rappers from? Mm. What club, what projects, what club y'all was partying at? Mm. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, maybe the A&R say, yo, you know what? Forget the hardcore niggas. Let's go over here so we could
get the fun boys off the rip.
Run this agenda from Steam. Because as you know, everything went from army green to pink. Mm. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pink sport for if you want to be mainstream.
Yes.
It's pink. You know, the few men that are left. Like, I tell you, like, I don't know if you know, but I just put an independent album out online.
We're gonna get into that, but let's get into that now.
And
Once Upon a Handshake.
Once Upon a Handshake, Minnesota Money Boss. Once Upon a Handshake, but I put it out, and I was inspired by Benny the Butcher and them. 'Cause I love music. I wanted to produce again. But once I heard some niggas, I said, oh shit, it's not over.
Yeah.
And then my man Eric Beasley, Eric Beasley, he owns
Smack URL.
The battle rap.
Smack URL, Smack. Yeah.
He said, nigga, you better get some of this senior citizen hip hop money. They got senior citizen hip hop. Get some. You know what I'm saying? So, I went, and my man Shotty and Jigs, they went and they put they put the album together for me and put it out. Because Shotty is fast. He's not like me. If it was up to me, I would be still tweaking the snare. You know what I'm saying? So Shotty went and did what he had to do and put it out, and I'm all in now. Like, oh shit.
I'm having that problem. I'm having a problem now because I got an instrumental album called I Hate Rappers, and every time I listen to it, I say, damn, I should just change this. And then I said to myself today, I was in the gym, I said, yo, just leave it the fuck alone and just put it out. Leave it alone, because I'm gonna keep tweaking. I'm gonna keep, yo, should I change the snare? Right. Damn, should I use this? I'm just gonna put it out and let the world deal with it. So
there's a song. There's a song on Once Upon a Handshake called "The Junkman's a Motherfucker," and I really took all these stories from Cortland Ave, Soundview, Lambert, all the gangsters I knew, how they died, and I wrote the record and put it in a song. And if for those that don't know, I've been a ghostwriter for years, and I will never throw nobody under no buses. But,
I know who though.
Right. I rhymed with Mos Def on the New Danger album on a song called Grown Man Business. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm on a gold album rhyming. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then we have an album, the first Money Boss Player album we put out in 1994, and that was called Ghetto Chronicle Daily. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was, I really got into, I'm going to tell you what made me get into rap, man. A group from Harlem named Mob Style. Yeah, that's... At that time, when Mob Style came out, what these kids called the trap, I was in it. And actually, I did a song with Sadat X in 1995. When I say Minnesota, I'm not nigga talking trap with my players. So that was...
But we used to call money trap though. Remember, we used to call money trap.
Yeah. We used to call money trap. Yeah. So motherfucking
Gangsta Lou, AZ.
Right.
Yeah.
Shouts to Gangsta Lou. You know what I'm saying? So AZ with WAP. But when I heard them rhyming, it was like, oh shit, it's okay to do this. Because even though I had the musical talent back then, it was like, oh, rap some corny shit. Because up until that moment...
Yeah, you was looked at as a clown if you was a rapper. You wasn't no street dude if you was a rapper back then.
Mob Style made it okay to rap. And I don't even know if they know that. Nobody in New York was going to fuck with no rapping until Mob Style did it. Like street niggas. That's what street niggas said, okay, we can do this. You know what I'm saying? I had the block going. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't... it was like... It was corny. It was corny to be a rapper.
Yeah. I keep telling people that, like,
it was some clown shit to be a rapper.
Yep, because the street dudes was getting more money than the rappers, and the rappers was fronting, wearing the street dudes jewelry and all that shit.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
A lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? The street dudes really had the cars and the girls, and you was like, yo, you fucking with that rap shit? Niggas be like, all right, we'll come to your show, we'll buy out the bar, we'll make it look good for you. But we the dude that got all the money. You know what I'm saying? That it was definitely, and you definitely, I remember like when I got a bunch of bread and I bought a studio, I remember dudes like, fuck you buying a studio? You buying equipment? What, because remember at one point the drum machines was 3 stacks.
Right.
3,000. So I had a 950, 3,000, the 1200, 3,000. Then I had a Tascam 688, 3,000. So that was 9 racks right there.
Right there.
And I ain't even got no monitors. Monitors was 800 a piece back then. You know what I'm saying? And that don't got nothing to do. You needed a DAT machine.
You get a whole nice setup now for about 2,500. That was unheard of.
That's what I'm saying. Back then, you had to have at least 20,000.
You had to have money, or you had to have some good dope boy friends behind you that believed in your talent.
Facts.
Or you either had to have a job and wait the income tax time and go to Sam Ash and have your shit on layaway for 8 months.
Yeah, because it wasn't no Guitar Center back then. It was Sam Ash or Bus. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was Sam
Right.
Ash. So yeah, I remember I remember just straight up and down just spending all my bread on this studio shit. And then back then the Technique 1200 turntables was 500, but that had nothing to do with the head shell and the needle. That was another
for one
turntable.
Yeah.
And that had nothing to do with the mixer. You know what I'm saying? So studios back then was when you invested in your studio, you took it a little bit more serious, because now we investing in all this money and we don't know how to use the equipment. There was no YouTube. There was no go look at a tutorial. You sitting there like this. Yo, I got sound. You know what I'm saying? And then what people didn't understand is that we was dudes on the streets that love music. Now, I was a DJ, so I knew how to put the turntables on that. But how do I get this record inside of this machine and then play it back and then mix it and all that? So I remember when I first got around Trackmasters, I used to just be sitting there like this. And they'd be like, yo, why are you so quiet? I'd be like, yo, I'm not quiet. I'm actually a knucklehead, but I don't want to be a knucklehead and y'all don't want me to come around. So I knew how to, and this is what I tell a lot of people now. I say, yo, how you around me and you trying to learn, but you won't shut the fuck up. If you talk too much, you think I'm gonna want you. I don't want no nigga that think he know everything around me. You gotta come be a sponge. So I remember my first studio session I ever went into was Chung King. And then and then here comes Ad Rock walking in, bless the dead. You know what I'm saying? And they like, you know who that is? They say, yo, that's Ad Rock from the Beastie Boys. And I'm like, oh shit. Then Chubb Rock walks in. So I'm like, yo, hold on. This is what I want to do.
It got serious, yeah.
Yeah, so, but I mean, this is Ad Rock.
Seeing niggas that was on TV.
Yo, this is Ad Rock from the Beastie Boys. So I'm like, hold on. This is the white boy. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think, the Beastie Boys was the poster child for white boy hip hop at one point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they was claiming Brooklyn and all that. So I was like, you know, they made a song called No Sleep to Brooklyn. So I'm like,
No Sleep to Brooklyn.
Hold on. And you got to think, at this time, I'm like 13 years old. So when they walk in the studio, I'm like, yo, hold up. I'm around. This is something different. And then I seen the board. They had that program called Flying. MCA.
SSL.
SSL was called Flying Faders. And when the boy moved, I said, yo, how is it moving? Yo, it is MCA. You know what I'm saying? It is MCA. I always get them mixed up because all them niggas was the same nigga to me. I'm gonna keep it real. But at the end of the day, being around that early on, so I'm going here in the studio, but then I'm going back to the block drinking 40s and fighting. Shout out to the homie Swindle, who's for Decepticon was in here. We was fighting them niggas all day. And he's actually in here watching me right now. So Swindle could tell you at this time, we in the street wilding. You know what I'm saying? But then when I got bit by the music bug, I was like, yo, man, this is what I want to do. So now I get a studio, and now Big is coming to my house from me cutting turntables and him rapping to him coming to the crib, me playing beats now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is right around the way, but still, we had people out there that was wilding, and then they started saying to me, yo, man, just do that music shit. And it's something that I want the audience to know. When two of my best friends got killed, one member of the group from the Little Bastards got killed, and another, my best friend who I started all this music shit with, name was Juicy, when they both got killed, the only reason why I wasn't with them, because I was making beats. This is a fact. So when Juicy got killed, he said, I'll be right back. He was going to the store. He got killed because he didn't tell me where he was going, because I would have told him, yo, you wildin'. But Half, who was in the group, the Little Bastards, was in the crib with me. We was working on a record. Years later, 3 years later, Half got killed the day the Yankees won the World Series. And I wasn't with them because I was in the crib working on the first Yankees World Series in '96. He got killed, and I was in the crib working on music. So, as I tell the youth, y'all using music to go on the street. The music at one point kept us out of the street. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man.
You know, I got a skit on this album that I dropped. It's the end. I'm just talking. I'm saying, yo, this is our oil.
Mm-hmm.
Like, young, old niggas got to realize that this is our oil. We're like oil sheiks of intellectual property. You don't get on to get in trouble. The troubles are supposed to be behind you. And I think that it just has to end living up to being a gangster.
Yes.
You don't gotta be a gangster. You're a fucking musician.
Yeah, you stupid.
You know, that shit just has to end. Like, I have no image. I'm doing music and I'm me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a funny nigga. I like to have fun. If I gotta get to it, I will get to it. But for the most part, I'm not no bullshit. I'm not hating on nobody. I'm not mad at nobody. I'm just gonna make my music. I'm just gonna produce my tunes for people, and I'm gonna mind my fucking business. But like, do you make it to start carrying guns?
Yeah.
And I understand that we live in a whole world now where, you know, it's clout chases and all this kind of goofy shit going on, and people want to pull out the phone and record you getting your ass whipped and shit. But you know, there has to be some dynamic that makes sense, because this is our oil. There is nothing else for the majority. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get on to go get into gangster shit. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to be doing before you got in.
You know, it's funny though, because I said the other day on my live, which they didn't monetize. It's very funny because when you drop a lot of information, they didn't monetize this, right? I said, yo, people might look at Doggy Diamonds as a problem. He's angry, he's mad, he's whatever the things they say about me, right? But you know, me and you have had bills on the phone where our phones died. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where we talked on the phone for hours, our phones died. And I say, they try to paint this narrative of me, but nobody has ever gone to jail behind my interviews. I've never had to shoot, stab, or kill anybody behind this thing called hip hop. But they have invested in people who are in prison right now, and they give them money, they pay for their lawyers, they do all this stuff. They invested in people, but they want to say, I'm a problem. How am I a problem if I have never caused any destruction? Go ahead.
See, I'm going to tell you why you're a problem. You're a problem for the same reason that I'm a problem. Niggas got morals. Niggas got principles. Every generation loses code. They don't want a nigga around like me that's cautious to enlighten another motherfucker, or you, the people you have, and the subject matter that you have on your show is usually based on calibrated, well-rounded shit. We're not living in a well-rounded world. This is why you got Benny the Butcher and them. They don't play them on the radio all day. They should. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's street, there's some context to it. There's some quality to it. Like, one thing I could say about our crew, the Money Boss Players, as we've done our music all over the years, you will never hear, none of us were braggadocious of street life. We were always downplaying it. So the generations have lost code so much now that they think it's all right to be a celebrity and shoot a nigga in the stomach. That's dumb shit.
Man, I seen Little Boosie pay some dude $500 to slap him. That pissed me off. That pissed me off.
Listen,
man.
right? Listen, right? It's sad, the state of, mind. You know, it takes a long time to grow up, especially when you're coming out of the ghetto environment, because you're so caught up on repping this street sign that probably was a dead slave master. Your mother has no equity in the projects. Your aunt, your grandma, your father, they have no equity in the projects, but you're so caught up on, nigga, I'm from Tompkins, Brownsville, Queens. Man, fuck that shit, man.
What I told
Brooklyn is Brooklyn. The Bronx is the Bronx.
Yo, what I told you today, I said the same streets that we rep would be the same street that'll have our blood running in it, and we still repping that shit.
The Bronx is the Bronx brothers, Dutchmen. And they conquered the whole Bronx and couldn't conquer, for a long time, they couldn't conquer the Indians in Soundview. I could go back to 1642 on my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to get our minds out the toilet, man. So, you know what I'm saying? It don't make sense.
But at the end of the day, you see money, you blew money, you got more money. this chasing that bag talk, what did it do to us?
Well, like I say, you don't have calibrated niggas on the front lines. There's no well-rounded men. Everything is, we're eating fake foods. It's a lot of things that would have never been allowed. It's like this. It's like cross circuitry now. So you're going to get a lot of massive questionable shit now. You know what I'm saying? So everything has to run its course. Just even black stupidity has to run its course. It's no stopping that right now. That's why I say, like, even with the vaccinations, yo, come on, man. Would you let a doctor put AIDS in you so you could build
the antibodies, right?
So you could build antibodies against AIDS?
Yeah.
Like, we're just stupid. Like, black people are stupid. We're acting stupid. We're being stupid. These niggas been trying to get the needle in us since H1N1.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you know, stupidity, even the stupidity has to run its course. And maybe when niggas see 300,000 motherfuckers fall out in front of them, when they turn the frequency up 5 or 8 years from now, then niggas will understand.
But I think we in a time where everything is a joke. It's a lot of mockery. I think if dudes watch people smoke K2 and be like, yo, pass that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just where we at. And I'm gonna tell you, I say this all the time, bro. I know it sounds very harsh. I know it sounds crazy, but some of these niggas just gotta die.
Yeah. Yo, there's a dude from the Bronx, me and cool, my man Iron Sheik, and we always talk about it like, yo, a lot of motherfuckers just gotta go.
Yeah, like,
and it's fucked up. But if you're gonna be stupid,
yo,
you may just have to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yo, listen, I watched one of my close childhood friends. I watched his brother go in the parking lot and get a fucking vaccination. And a lady just walked up on him. He stuck his arm out the car. She jabbed the needle in him. And it hurt me to see it. Because it's sad. You know, I'm just anti-stupidity.
Yeah.
You know? And I think, you know, blacks and Latins, like, we've let people go too far. We've just let everybody go too far. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is teaching the kids wigs and dresses, the boys wigs and dresses, and teaching the girls farmer suits and work boots.
Yeah.
That's
they got
wrong.
it twisted. And
that's because they want to create terminal humans. They don't want us replacing ourselves. They don't want us having babies. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm not gonna stay long on that, but I feel like stupidity has to run its course. Like, I can get deep in it.
Another show, because I just want to have a
I don't
build.
want to go deep into it because I'm the master blaster with this shit.
This dude, like the shit that, like, give them your Instagram too, because you post a lot of stuff on the gram.
Yeah, my Instagram is Minnesota Money Boss. That's my main page.
Minnesota
underscore Money Boss. And then my secondary page is Minnesota underscore Money Boss Players. So the first page is just Minnesota underscore Money Boss, you know, and you come there and the link is there. The album is Once Upon a Handshake. And if you are familiar with me, I'm the guy who rapped with Mos Def on the song Grown Man Business on his album The New Danger, you know. So,
and also Biggie wanted to sign you too.
Yo, man, you know, we were sitting in the Land Cruiser with Biggie, and I'm playing Biggie beats. He put the cassette in. He's playing my beats off a cassette. It's me. Biggie's on the driver's side. Busta Rhymes is in the co-pilot. And it's me, my man Al G, and Father Time in the back. Because I'm already in with Biggie, so I'm trying to bring them in with they beats so they can plug in. So Biggie is sitting in front of the Land Cruiser and the beats playing and everybody's rapping. So I said, hold on, Biggie, I got a little something. So I said a rhyme that I had ghost wrote for another person. So as I'm saying the rhyme, Biggie said, yo, what the fuck? He was like, Minnie. I said, yo, nah, I just ghostwrite, man. I don't rhyme. He said, you rhyme now. And the night he got killed, I was on Clay Ave with my friend K Mosley, my man, another producer that's down with us named Sean Rader, and Biggie called, and I'm on the phone with him. He was like, "Yo, when I get back to New York, you and Buck Wild got what I need." And he said, "I'm signing you, nigga. You gonna rap." And spoke to him. That was it. And we had the source. And as we're going through the source, when I got to the back page, it was like a picture. I don't know if it was a picture of Biggie in a casket, but it was something morbid. And I swear I called him back about 14 times and couldn't get through.
So this was you seen the
this is the fucking day. This is the day he died.
The life after death thing. You saw it.
I caught the vibe. We was on 167 Clay Ave, and it's 6 of us. We got the source. You know, everybody looking through the source. And when I got to the back page, I just said, "Yo, why would he mark himself like that?" And I just felt it. I was calling him back to say, "Yo, get the fuck out of there." Like, it came over me. And it's funny because it was 6 of us there. It was me, my man K Mosley, Sean Rader, my man Alice Sermo. It was like 6 of us. And they could bear witness. I just kept calling them, and I couldn't get him back on the phone. And the next day, we was all outside fucked up, like, yo, that shit from yesterday was. They not even saying Biggie getting killed is crazy. They like, yo, you tried to warn him.
You know, it makes that deep because you said something that we used to say. Don't mark yourself, because remember, even if you did like this to somebody, you don't mark me. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you had the burner and you played and you put it to your head, yo, don't mark yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like that, right. that was real. And I always tell people, I try to tell a lot of people with their raps and their aura and their demeanor. I said, yo, you keep calling the Grim Reaper, after a while he gonna come. And I don't think you really ready for him. So even some of the stuff that you rap about and some of the stuff that you say,
right? Yo,
art and life right now is very parallel.
Well, it's energy.
Yeah,
you know, these words, these tones that we put out are energy.
Yep.
They will draw some shit to you. You know, I saw 50 Cent talking about Pop Smoke, where he was telling them like, yo, don't call that shit on yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or, yo, I know, I was just I was thinking about Irv Gotti. When I said, whenever I think 50 Cent, I think Irv Gotti.
Why is that?
When we know, because you know they got beef, but I was thinking about how I met Irv Gotti and them. They stole my beat.
Which one?
Because I know we was talking about beat stealing, right? So I'm getting calls from niggas in the hood. They like, yo, your record is on the radio. Yo, LiL Wayne and JaRule is on your record. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So by the 3rd call from different people from different sides of the Bronx are calling me. So got my lawyer and my manager got on it. And, you know, we go down to Murder Inc. now. So it's me, my manager, and my cousin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if Irv and them heard, yo, these Bronx niggas could be on some bullshit. So I went down there. I got on a dashiki and a kufi and some linen pants. And when I came down there, he had about 40 niggas in the studio with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we met, we talked, and I ain't gonna lie. The nigga Irv is an ill nigga. Because he's like, yo, we was in here. I didn't know who it was. We loved it so much we put it out. He was like, yo, we was in here trying to steal your shit and couldn't steal it. So that's when I liked it, because I was like, yo, this nigga's fucking retarded. This nigga Irv is retarded.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
And that beat, let them know what song that is.
That's JaRule and LiL Wayne. You know what I'm saying? That was almost. It was like 50. I hit him and hit him again, and then that one was, once they caught the gun cases, it was over.
Yes. That
you know
finished. Yeah, that finished.
So, and that was that Bronx energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've always been in between the street and been in between the music. I felt guilty when them niggas got locked up, because I said I didn't give these niggas a beat, and they both got caught on different sides of the town with hammers.
Word, I didn't think about that.
I felt bad, like I did it to them. I felt like I got LiL Wayne and JaRule locked up, coming off of the kind of energy or the things that may have been playing in the background of my life.
You know, it's funny, I tell my audience a lot about survivor's remorse. And that shit is deep, where somebody that you love passed away and you're mad because you're not dead. That shit is
Right.
very deep. It's called survivor's
Right.
remorse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When a
So
loved one.
I felt like I set them up. Knowing that my spiritual energy wasn't right, my past wasn't right, and these niggas took this beat and got knocked off by NYPD on different sides of town.
And we could tell the audience you just survived the brain aneurysm too. The shit.
Yeah. I had a brain aneurysm September 14th, and look, man, this is another reason why my man Shotty, I said, yo, Shotty said, give me the okay. And I said, go, man. This is why I'm back on music. And it's like, after I died and came back to life, I'm like, man, fuck this shit, man. I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do it. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And my thing was, as a person who would ghostwrite for people and shit like that, I never gave a fuck about being in front. I wanted to be the nigga in the back, the nigga with the fat stomach in the back. That's what I wanted to be.
That was me. That was
you know what I'm saying? So, in essence, it was kind of like the source telling me, I gave you talent. You're going to fucking use it. I'm going to put you down. I'm going to warn you this time. Fuck all the conspiracy shit. Slow it down. Get out these white people business. Let them take these. Some of these niggas got to go. Let them get their shots. You go and get rich now.
Yep.
I gave you something that nobody got. I can't even begin to explain. I hear music like Stevie Wonder, because every time they'll ask me in an interview, they'd be like, yo, who are you in competition against? Like, if there's any producer, I was like, Stevie Wonder. You know what I'm saying? I like he's the only person in the world that I understand his chords.
Could I give you something deep? I never heard music. I see it. Like I could visually see music, because when I hear something, I always picture a person playing that instrument. So I actually see the music. You know what I'm saying? Right. So some people hear it. I always see it. What makes that deep is that what you're saying is so deep for me, because I just wanted to be the guy that was in the back, and I wanted everybody to win. I wanted everybody to eat.
Right.
Even if I went in the room and cried somewhere, as long as everybody was happy and in the studio smoking and drinking, I just wanted to provide that. And then one day I found myself by myself.
Right. And it's funny because I see the music in colors. When I close my eyes, I can see it in colors.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's like I could look, man, all I would say is this: I'm gonna put a bunch of music out. I'm putting out 4 albums a year, by the way.
Okay.
I put out Once Upon a Handshake. June 1st, we're gonna drop Sidewalk Executive. Okay. And then after that, around September, we'll drop Unindicted. No, oh my God. It's Sidewalk Executive, Unindicted Co-Conspirator. And then after that, it'll be Czar to Talk. Like, I'm gonna give you 10 every 3 months because I'm behind schedule. And I'm part of one of the first groups that was on that kind of shit coming out of New York City. So, I even have plans to have start another group of Money Boss players and have maybe the original, Money Boss players ghostwrite. I don't know. We're gonna figure something out because there's still too much talented. My crew it was like, talent wise, we had 6 Jay-Z's in the group, 6 Nas's in the group, 6 Jadakisses in the group. Everybody had their shit with them. You know what I'm saying? So, like my man C-Dub and Big I, they were the guys. They had the lingo for the girls. You know what I'm saying? So, me and Tariq had the edgy shit. Eddie and Trey, them niggas is just, to this day, them niggas is just too grown hoodlums. Like, you just never know with them niggas. You might hear Eddie beat somebody up because of, you know what I'm saying? Him and Trey is just, they die-hard Bronxites, you know what I'm saying? Die-hard Bronxites, you know what I'm saying? 2 tough niggas,
So, right now, what if people want to get production for you? Are you going to that, or you just
look, right? I did, I'm waiting for the Locks to put it out. But about 1.5 years ago, 2 years, I did some shit with the Locks that, if somebody tell Jadakiss, man, put them records out, man, he did for you. Nigga, straight unga bunga. These joints is unga bunga. And the crazy shit about the records is, you know, when I look at the locks, I look at it as Jadakiss, Styles, Chic. On the records that I did,
it's Chic.
Chic was the nigga.
Yo, I can name records. Yo, I can name a few records where Chic had the best. See, I don't look at it like that. I look at it like Chic, Styles, and then Jadakiss. That's how I look at it, because I feel like,
yo, when
I ain't gonna say it because niggas gonna get mad.
When I say Chic put pause on this shit, ungodly. Like, what the fuck? Like, he put pause on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I think Jadakiss is the slicker nigga. He's the one. He's the nigga with the savoir faire. Well, yo, on this record, this nigga Chic, like, this shit is so New York. And I'm not saying it because it's my joints, because the joints Vinny Idol did for them is stupid.
That guy's an alien.
Yeah.
That guy's an alien. Vinny Idol
is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, with me, man, I'm just cool. I'm cool with all the producers.
Yes.
So
I love all the producers.
So far as that side goes, I look forward to, like, Large Professor is my man. I just want to get on a, like, this is another plot within all this shit that's going on. I got Large to agree to it, and I don't know Pete Rock. But we want to do an album with producers who rhyme. But as of right now, the idea is me, Large Professor, Pete Rock. And now I know I can get finesse, but I'm gonna plead with Showbiz to get a verse. Like,
I can add another one on there that y'all need.
Who's that?
Eric Sermon. People get forgetting. That's my favorite group of all time is EPMD. So
EPMD. So, you know, I wanted to do, you know, just to put this shit into history. These things will be historic down the line. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever did the album with producers who rhyme.
Oh, Diamond D. How you forget Diamond?
Diamond?
Yeah, Diamond D. Yeah.
Diamond. I could probably get Diamond because I did something for Diamond. I did a hook on Diamond's, and I think it's Diamond and Pete Rock on the song, actually.
Yeah. But what happened was, not Showbiz, Large Professor and Pete Rock did that In the World joint. It was just crazy. Dilla and Madlib did albums together. Yeah, it'll be dope. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, right. Dilla and Madlib did an album called J-Lib. Yeah. That was just fire. But I know what you're saying on this side of these vintage producers, because anytime you start naming like Q-Tip too, you can't forget about Tip. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And that's, yo, you know, I was saying some of my favorite producers. I got Tip is beyond inspirational. Premier's beyond inspirational. J Electronica, Large Professor, really, when he put out that record Looking at the Front Door, I was going through that shit. So that nigga, I like how he rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Large is like a real B-boy type of nigga.
You know who Large was to me? Large was the original Prodigy.
Right.
The tone, because people forget,
right.
Large Professor was like 17 when they came out. He wasn't even old. He just always had facial hair, so it made him look old. You know what I'm saying? Even when Faking the Funk comes out, he said at the age of 19, people didn't pay attention to that. I'm like, hold up, so this nigga's only 19?
Right.
And Large Professor actually taught a lot of them too, but that's another story.
Yeah.
He actually gave a lot of tips and tricks on production. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He learned from Paul C.
Right.
Another unsung.
God bless Paul C. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is my favorite interviews because I love to talk music and the creation of the music. The MCs is one thing, but what we do, matter of fact, hold on one second. I just want to do something. I never do this, but hold on. I gotta do this. Hold on.
Right.
This how real it is.
I don't understand how people sell those.
I had it since 1993. It ain't never going nowhere. This is my first girl.
Yeah.
This how real it is.
floppy disk.
Yeah, yeah. Like this how real it is. You know what I'm saying? You can
Right.
see
And my girl be ordering my floppy disk for me because you
this
know
is
I'm a
what I'm
fucking
saying. You know
I'm
what
a
I'm saying?
fucking
This is how
dinosaur.
real it is. So this is how much I love music. I'll be right back. Now I just had to do that, man, because it's like, you know, I people don't really know what I do. They look at me as the interview guy, but for people who know me that when they come to
Right.
that over there, we get busy. The 950 is somewhere around here too, but then I got a machine that's still in the box. I got a Renaissance that's still in the box, but that SB 1200, yo, 1993 when I first 92 when I first bought that. Then Easy Mo B was coming to my crib. Aguilar was coming to the crib, and they all knew how to use it. And my man, Cooch, he was a part of a production crew called the Tuneheads. They Uncle Murder original producers, and they did Where the Hood At for DMX. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Tuneheads, and they was coming to the crib, and then they started doing some stuff on there that I was like, yo, hold on. But even my man Aguilar, one of the most slept on producers ever, Adolf the Assassin.
Yeah, Adolf the
Aguilar,
Assassin.
oh my God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
wow with it.
Because remember when we first heard Ghetto Girl, I didn't know that was live bass. See, when you said something that was real live bass, like when we used to go in the studio and then people playing, so you'd be like, yo, hold on. Cause you know who I just met? DJ Khalil. DJ Khalil's from the West Coast. He's in a group called Self Scientific. And he had one of his homies come through, just play the guitar. And then he recorded it all. Then he started finding riffs in the guitar and made beats off that. I'm like, damn, why the hell I ain't think of doing that? Just have a But you know, when we came from the school of, we wanted to sample so much that live music was kind of like cheesy to us. You know what I'm saying? It was cheesy, but now
it was.
Now you could really get some. Now you could get some real deep bass and some nice keys on top of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So tell them about the album one time.
Okay, the album is called Once Upon a Handshake, and I just promise you, you won't be let down if you like hip hop shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you like, you know, just good quality rap or whatever the case may be, you will not be let down. You know what I'm saying? So Once Upon a Handshake, which is going to be followed by Sidewalk Executive, June 1st, and in another 3 months, we'll drop Unindicted Co-Conspirator. You know, so I'm just pouring my my tenure out, that the other life, you know, the other life, you know. I'm going to get into, I got radio records and all that are crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? That are crazy. But right now, I'm gonna stick to the Sidewalk for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. So the first comment pent in this video is gonna be the album. What do you prefer, the iTunes or the Spotify? What's better for you?
The Apple.
Apple. Okay.
iTunes. Yeah. Because people are not having. A lot of people are having problems with the what is that shit?
Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify. A couple of people are having problems with Spotify that didn't have it. So iTunes and Apple, no problem.
Gotcha.
You know, you go in there, you could get to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a hip hop album. You know what I'm saying? And I would say once again, if you like listening to Benny the Butcher and all those guys, you're gonna like Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
All right, so yo, I thank you for. We finally got this done, and it's funny because we were supposed to do.
More.
No. This ain't the last time, because like I said, they just really heard our phone conversation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They heard we talk about, and I said, me and you have been on the phone sometimes, but our phone just died, and my phone died last night. You know what I'm saying? Right. But this man has a lot of information, music, knowledge, a lot of stuff, and we're gonna get into a lot, but I want them to follow you on social media, so I make sure your Instagram is in there, but I also want them to hear this album.
Minnesota _ Money Boss.
Yep. So all of that'll be pent in the video. Yeah. So, you know, thank you for us finally getting it done, because remember you said to hit me, you was like, call me. And then I seen your daughter go online and was like, my father's not doing well. And I was like, I never call people in that time because
Yo,
my nerves
listen,
can't take it.
listen, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is different because I came back to life like Jesus, nigga. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, I was cooked. I came in the house, the room started spinning, and I don't want to go too deep into that, but this was like, whatever your religion may be, but it was like God bringing me back. Like, motherfucker, look. It was like God smacking me in the head. I had a brain aneurysm. I came in the house, the whole house started spinning. I fell the fuck out.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And my son played a part in saving me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to be here. Like I'm looking at life. Like if I had beef with you in the past, fuck you. Have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
Be mad at me because I'm getting ready to get back to the M's.
Facts.
I'm getting ready back to the 600,000-700,000s, and I'm getting ready to ball. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And this is like, man, like, and I had real street shit going on in my life where I felt some way. And one of the biggest things I dealt with in my life was revenge. To overcome revenge and say, yo, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna let this shit go. You know what I'm saying? So and now
I ain't there yet.
All that revenge is going into music now.
I ain't there yet.
Y'all niggas that don't like me, have a good fucking life, you know?
Hey, that's from him. You for those that don't like me, suck a dick and die. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little different with it. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
yo, bro, I'm glad that we finally did this. This is
all right, home team. Yo, we'll get to it again.
Yeah, this
dog.
is but a lot of time they don't know. You be right in the chat room too, leaving comments and stuff when we live too. So
All the time.
you really in tune. So bro, I thank you for being here. The first comment pin will be your album and definitely be your Instagram. So it is what it is. We did it. We finally got it done.
All right, yeah, man. This is a long time coming.
Yes,
you know?
yes. So I build with you later on.
All right, peace.
All right, yep, peace. Yeah, y'all. So I finally got that done. That's my bro right there. Me and him build all the time. This is not some some guy that I know. Me and him been talking for years, you know what I'm saying? And I knew what he's done musically. And I just want the people to know what some of these great men have done musically, because we got a lot of unsung heroes in this culture. And I believe that it's my duty to extract them and bring them to y'all. Yeah, this video over here might be 1 billion views. This video over here. But what about the music? And that's the most important thing, that even with my Inspector Deck interview with it, what about the music? Reason why? Because only reason why I say that is because the music is what brings us all together. Whether you black, white, Asian, no matter what you are, it's the music. It's when you hit play that make me forget that I don't like y'all, because we all bopping our head, and then at the end of the party, the let out, somebody might get kicked in the ass. But for right now, the music got us vibing and grooving. So I just think it's a lot of guys, especially from the Bronx. This guy did some of the records that I love, So why not bring him on a platform? He doesn't do too many shows. They're gonna call for him now though, which I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? But I thank y'all for joining me. If you didn't watch the Inspector Deck interview, go back and watch it. Another person who doesn't talk too much, you know what I'm saying? But one day Deck hit me and said, yo, I want to do this interview with you. And I'm, like I said, I'm such a fan of this culture that when some of these guys hit me, I be like, damn, like, yo, Inspector Deck want to do an interview with me. I be, still like, yo, man, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot more coming. This is live and direct. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to everybody who donated. Shout out to everybody who sent the Cash App. Shout out to everybody who purchased merch. Yo, I do this because I love it, but I also do it because y'all love it. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Geo Vision too. I knew Geo for a while. Geo has been around for a while too. Geo definitely has a big stake in that Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about the Bronx and we talk about who did what in the Bronx, definitely got to put some respect on GeoVision name, because he was there for a lot of the guys you love from the Bronx. He done shot videos for them, from doing DVDs back in the days and all that. And it is what it is. So yo, with that, I gotta go. I just need y'all to follow some instructions real quick. If you did not subscribe, please subscribe. Please leave a comment, even though you are in here. And even though you are in here and you talked on the chat room, leave another comment. That's important. If you did not hit the like button, hit the like button. With that, I'm Doggy Diamonds. I will holler at y'all. You know, I'll be back tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, with some more tricks up my sleeve. You know, it is what it is. I'm out of here. Peace. Make sure you click subscribe, youtube.com/DoggyDiamondsTV. Till next time, peace.